Shalom, Akim. I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakak, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and roll well, and say touch to all the Akim on four corners of earth who's pushing this truth and sincerity. Shalom, Akim. I want to get into this article about our boy Trump. He's been trying to flee from these Epstein files. It's been hitting the news. When you think about the news, it's just a circus show. Of who's who and what's what. And what we want to hide and what we don't want to tell the people. It's just a big charade show. Mixed in with the sports and the weather. And then they'll throw a little dog show on there to show you where you go get your latest dogs from the dog kennel or stuff like that. At the end of the day, it's just a big charade show. And in the charade show, they also were covering for quite some time this Epstein file. Well, now, Trump's cronies in that, they're saying that they're sick and tired. They're sick and tired of, what's going on. As far as they want to know where these files are. Salaki. But like I was saying, Trump's cronies and his higher ups, they're gonna try to hide this list, because if we remember that Trump came into office, and that was one of his rally points was that he was gonna give away the list for that. He was gonna give away the list for the people who killed Kennedy, and also who killed Martin Luther King. I think he just gave up Martin Luther King the other day. Or somebody's files he opened up not too long the other day, about a week ago. But it's not what the public want. The public want that Epstein files. They want those files. They want to know who's on that list. Well, guess what? The higher ups were saying that Trump's your name's on that list. Elon Musk was hollering that out about a week or two ago too. And then Trump kicked him off his team. So their house is very much divided, man. We're seeing them demons go at it with each other. And just what the scriptures speak about, about their house being divided, and Satan cast out Satan. Let me bring this out. This is Psalm 58:2. Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Thinking about Trump, speaking about Trump, think about what he does. He's all about, not this time he came in office, but his first time coming in office a few years back. As soon as he came in the office, he let off all those Tomahawk missiles. Even though they said they didn't hit their destination, it's still like, who does that? Other than somebody trying to impose his power, like Trump. Esau goes to these different places and imposes their power, man. Working their violence on the earth. Imagine China just pulling up to the coast of California and shooting rockets off into California, even though they don't hurt nobody, but it's still hitting your land. It's still, it's a sign. It's a sign there, Psalm 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, So Trump has been doing nothing but spewing out lies, man, and trouble. In Israel, he moved the capital from one area to farther in, stirring up trouble amongst the Palestinians. Everywhere he's went, when he goes to his meetings, he stirs up trouble. He does as he will, man. He's a real emperor. He's just doing as he imposes, as he will, as he wants. 58, Psalm 58:4. Their poison is the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder. They stop if her ear, So like I say, Trump's been spewing out this poison for some time, and the other nations, some of them are trembling and some of them are upset. He's riling up those other nations. They're getting mad, man. And then on top of that, he's lying. He's lying. He's also spreading, America first, because it was all about at first, trying to be friends with these different countries. But right now, it's all about that America first, and he's riling up the people. He's riling up the people, and that's what happens whenever these certain presidents come into power and to play, all they gotta do is say a few words to rouse up the people, and the dumb people, they'll sing, dance, do whatever needs to be done to make them happy, to make the president happy, you know. As well as the president does that to rile up the people for the most part. I'm thinking about when Bush was in office, and weapons of mass destruction rally cry that he was going off, to rile the people up for war and stuff like that, man. This is song 50. This is Proverbs 26 and 26 and 23. I'm gonna start at. No, I'm gonna start at 22. Proverbs 26:22. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver doors. He that hateth dissembled with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. Speaking those lies once again, man. And Trump, once again, is full of it because he's all about that war in America first, man. The presidents of America have to rile up the people, man. That's their job to do, is to rile up the people, man. Rile the average citizen, let them know that the reason your economy is bad is because of this country. They're always pointing the fingers, trying to steer it away from them at the end of the day, And that's that deceit that they do, man. They're full of deceit, man. There's wickedness in their heart, man, And Trump, at the end of the day, is just doing his role, man. He has a job, man, to rile up these other nations, man. Some of these other nations, let me bring that out real fast because this is Joel 3, and I'm going to start at Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat their plowshares into swords and your proud hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. So that's what we have going on. Trump is riling up these other nations, man. These weaker nations, are now, they're getting powered up under DJ Trump because he's riling them up, man. Through the different, what are they, trading embargoes they might put on them, through these different type of, the trade embargoes alone can decimate a country, because you stop other countries from trading with them, man. And what does that do? That cuts off food, that cuts off commerce, those different things that the people need to keep their lives going. Like here in America, for instance, they use Mexico for cheap labor. They get cheap goods from China, and now China is not dealing with America anymore. So what do you deal with? You deal with Taiwan. You deal with Vietnam. These other countries, the economy is not as great as China and stuff like that. And definitely not as great as America. America is an importer. So we import a lot of the goods that we have. So therefore we have to spend money. And if you offset, the point of me making that was that a lot of these America, they want those prices down. But if you put trade embargoes and things like that, that prices go up, which is getting ready to happen very soon. Trump just put on, he put embargoes on Canada, for instance, and all the countries, China, Canada, for the most part, anything that's imported, he's putting trade embargoes on. And so what's going to happen is the goods that were at one point for $1, they'll be they're going up to, I forgot how much the trade embargo percentage is, but for something that used to be $1, when you go to your local dollar stores, those were $1 at one point, now they're $1.25, and it's being taxed, So that's another thing too, so your $1.25 at the dollar store is being taxed too as well, So these are all just troubles and turmoil that Trump is setting up right there, and he's just setting up for disaster, man. And at the end of the day, be not partake. Let me bring this up. This is Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues," man. You know, because that's the name of the game, man. You know, come out of this wicked ways of this place, so you don't receive what Trump has coming for this place, man. Or what the Lord has coming for this place, I should say. You know, because Trump ain't nothing but a puppet. You know, Trump ain't nothing but a puppet. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that out, man, because you know they're gonna continuously throw these Epstein files and different things in your face and try to, try to push your mind in different ways. With that being said, just edifying. Shalom, Akim.